Hello there. If this is your first time in this channel, in this video, my name is Karina, and today we are going to do the lesson number 4 from A Miracle Course. And the lesson say, this thought do not mean anything. So if you are new, so I'm doing this lesson for two purposes. First, to develop my skill communication in English, because I am a Spanish speaker, so I'm learning this beautiful language. And the other reason is because this learning about the Miracle Course, they are sorry, I paused the video a couple of times. So today it's one of those days where I'm struggling with the English and with the words and try to think everything that I want to say. Okay, so let's come back. So I was saying that the lesson 4, the reason that I'm doing this, the second reason is because a Miracle Course, it's like kind of programs to reprogramming your mind. Each lesson is a practical exercise to observe and practice in your thought and everything that you have within you. So I don't want to make too long this video, so let's continue with this practice. And the lesson 4 highlight the idea about how we think that our thoughts are good or bad, but we don't see or we don't realize that our thoughts that we consider that they are either good or bad are blocking the real thoughts. At this point that we are just starting with the course, don't try to figure it out what real thoughts are. We are just going to be content with the notion that there is something much happier, much better available for us, much profound than our current thought. So, the lesson said, in this practice, begin with nothing. Begin with noting that thought that are crossing your mind about a minute. Then apply the idea to them. The idea is, this thought do not mean anything. So for each thought that we have in our mind, we apply this idea. If you already aware of unhappy thought, use them as a subject for the idea. Do not, however, select only the thoughts you think are bad. You will find, if you try yourself to look at your thoughts, that they represent such a mixture that, in sense, none of them can be called good or bad. This is why they do not mean anything. In selecting the subject for the application of today's idea, the usual specific is required. Do not be afraid to use good thought or bad thought. None of them represent your real thoughts, which are being covered up by them. The good ones are bad shadows of what lie beyond, and shadows make sight difficult. The bad ones are blocks to sight and make sin impossible. you don't want either. This is a major exercise and will be repeated from time to time in somewhat different form. The aim here is to train you in the first step toward the goal of separating the meaningless from the meaningful. It is a first attempt in the long-range purpose of learning to see the meaningless as outside you and the meaningful within. It is also the beginning of training your mind to recognize what is the same and what is different. In using your thoughts for application of the idea, identify each thought by the central figure or event in content. For example, this thought about, and you can put whatever thought you have in your mind, does not mean anything. It's like the things I see in this room that we did in the lesson before. It's similar. You can also use the idea for the particular thought that you are recognizing as harmful. This practice is useful, but is not substituted for the more random procedures to be followed for the exercise. Further, since these exercises are the first of their kind, you might find the suspension of judgment in connection with the thought particularly difficult. Do not repeat this exercise more than 3 or 4 times during the day. We will return to them later. It's not so difficult, just 3 or 4 times during the day, during the day, just for 1 minute, no more than that. If you want to do it in 2 minutes, you can, up to you. Just be aware about your thought and repeat the idea. This thought do not mean anything. This thought don't mean anything. But it's not with a general idea. Put any specific thought, either good or bad. It's in this way you start to create new neuronal path inside your brain. And we are going to come back to this in the next lesson. Now it's simple, very, very simple. And then it starts to be a little bit harder. So, sorry for my pronunciation today. Today is still being one of those days where I'm struggling with my English, but I am here. Commit me with this video, and I'm going to continue, not just with the video, also with my skill communication. Thank you very much. Any comments? See you in the comments. Thanks.